Every single Survivor and Monk speedrun starts with the tutorial, and while nominally it only takes about 45 to 50 seconds, it's a point in time where you get to show people your movement prowess, and I feel it often sets the tone for the run to come. For that reason, I often even reset runs with bad tutorials, though I don't recommend you do that, at least to start. But to understand what a suboptimal tutorial looks like, you need to know what a good tutorial looks like, as well as how to perform it. So here I'll show you my method for the tutorial, as well as how that relates to softlock percent at the end. Like most runs, I did not find all of these movement options, I'm just compiling them here in a way that I often do them. Anyways, let's get started. Hello, I realized while editing I don't do my movement disclaimer, so I'll add it here. This tutorial uses slides, slide pounces, rolls, fast rolls, wall pounces, and backflips. That's it. If you aren't familiar with movement enough to know all of those, this guide may be a bit too advanced, but like always, you should watch it for maximum retention statistics. If you want to learn those movement techs, the best way to go about it is to join the Rain World Discord and ask questions in the movement channel, link in description. Goodbye. So, like I did for the depths guide, I'm going to demonstrate each room first, and then right after that, I'll go into more detail on all of the movement options I utilize. This is the first room. So to explain that first room, we start on the menu here, where you would fill up the new game circle and the run would begin. Normally, a cutscene would play, but you can actually prevent the cutscene from spawning in the first place by holding the map button as you're filling up the circle. As you'll see here, it never even spawns in. If you don't do that, you'll have to spam escape, which not only includes the load time for loading the cutscene initially, it also has the load time for once you've removed the cutscene and you're spawning into the game. So it kind of doubles your load times. You really just don't want the cutscene to spawn in the first place. So continuing on here, as you load in, you want to be holding right and fast roll so that as you fall out of this tunnel here, you begin a fast roll, or you can press jump and pounce, and then you want to hold regular roll inputs. That way you can chain a fast roll into a regular roll. You cannot chain two fast rolls together. It has to be a fast roll into a regular roll. To line up the fast roll pounce right here, I like to use this lump on the ground right in front of me as my guide. Kind of as my head hits it, I like to do my pounce. I'll show what that looks like from up here. Like that. So it's kind of just as my head's about to hit it, I'll do a pounce and then I'll hold the regular roll inputs and I'll land here. Once you begin your regular roll here, there's kind of two schools of thought. Either you can continue your roll to its duration, about here, pounce out of it, and then do another quick regular roll pounce here, which will land you right in this tunnel here and you can just crawl through. Or you can do what I tend to do, which is to take the roll to about here, pounce out of it, land up on here, then you'll stand up out of it and jump to carry your momentum, and then just walk over to the beginning of this tunnel and then slide under it and press jump when you're in it to get a nice boost out the other side. It's kind of variable, but you can get some pretty crazy boosts if you get your timing right, so I think it's definitely worth it. Demonstrating both of those options, this is what I tend to do. And then the other option, both are fast, both are valid, it's whatever you want to do really. Either way you do it, you'll end up in here, and then you want to do another slide. I like to start the slide. You can kind of see there's two cuts behind me, the tiles right at my feet level. I like to start a slide about here. Press jump when you're in the tunnel. Once again, you can get some crazy boosts. You could get some bad boosts as well, but it's kind of luck of the draw. The timing is pretty tight on getting a good boost, but you'll consistently get something pretty nice. And maybe over here. Here's the first real trick of this room. You want to use the speed boost you get when you climb over a ledge and jump in order to start a fast roll in this little dent right here. So it kind of looks like this. Like that. And then you want to pounce out of that fast roll at its duration about here. And then you can do another fast roll just on the other side of this tile here. You just want to do a quick pounce so that you can stand up and get over to here. Demonstrating that chain. You'll end up about here and you want to walk to about the halfway point of this darkened tile I'm standing on here. From here, I like to do a slide pounce and then start a fast roll just kind of on the back side of this lump right here. And then I'll take the fast roll to about this point, very close to the end of the fast roll, and I'll pounce out of it and into the shortcut here. That looks like this. With that, you're done with the first room. On 1.5, which is where I am right now, the first room is a little bit different, and the start of that is the map button skip doesn't work. You need to be holding S instead of the map button in order to skip the cutscene as you fill up the new game circle here. Since I'm on WASD, I need to hover on the back button, press down right, and then hold jump while also holding down, and that will allow me to fill up this circle while still holding S. So hover on back, down right jump, and then in this black screen, you can actually control your character. So I'm going to hold right, fast roll, and spam jump, and I'll end up over here. Before, on 1.9, you'd even be beginning to fall out of the tunnel at the top, right above me here. When you land over here, I like to just climb up here, start a slide pounce, and then just crawl through the first tunnel here. It's not as fast as sliding through if you have a good boost, but it's a good alternative like I mentioned for the roll earlier. And seeing as on 1.5 you already gain so much time just by being able to control your character in the black screen and getting over to here, it's alright to do the slightly slower option here and then continue on with the rest of the room like normal. Demonstrating the second room here. This is a really short one here. What you want to do is you want to climb out of this shortcut, still being crouched, and then as you get to the end of this lump right here, you want to do what's called an uncrawl jump, which is you're holding right, you press up, and you press jump. You'll get a nice speed boost and distance boost, and you'll also get enough verticality to do a fast roll right here. You can do a fast roll, roll, and then pounce. I have to do it at about this point. You'll just get a feel for that. And you want to grab another pole here. So from here, you want to fast pole climb up, and then just as your head gets to about this point, I'd say like a quarter of the way up this stovepipe in the background. I'd say here's about optimal. You want to jump to the right and then fast roll and then pounce at the end of that pillar onto this pole, hold up, jump to the right, and then just walk into the shortcut. That chain looks like this. Yeah, you're done with the second room. Showing the third room. It's again a pretty short room. As you exit the shortcut here, you want to boost out by pressing jump and standing up as quickly as you can. And then this is thankfully a slope, so it's not a ledge climb over, which is kind of nice. And right as you get to the apex of the slope, about here, you want to crouch down to do a pounce. You must leap the gap here, or I mean, you can kind of cheese it by getting the state required to do a pounce and then canceling it and then getting across just in time. But if you're already doing the pounce, why not just commit to it, right? The reason you want to start the pounce from back here though is because when you pounce from back here, stand up really quickly and hold a fast roll, you can actually get enough of a drop to start a fast roll in the slope here. You can pounce out of that fast roll here, and then you land about here, and then you can do a regular roll, like one regular roll, and then pounce into the shortcut here. If you can't get the timing here consistently, it's just fine to walk over here, and then at about this kind of like dangling vine just in the background here, you want to start a slide pounce into the shortcut here, or if you're just gonna, you can just drop off of or jump off of this upper ledge here, start a roll pounce, and then enter the shortcut that way. So if this timing is kind of annoying to get, don't worry about it. This is just as fine. If this timing is really annoying for you to get, or it's not consistent for you, it's okay to come to the edge of the ledge here and then just do it this way. Either by jumping off of that upper pillar there and starting a fast roll, or once you get to this kind of vine in the background here, you can start a slide pounce into the shortcut, whatever your preferred method is. This wasn't found until pretty recently, and it can be kind of finicky to get sometimes. If you're a little bit too far to the right, you won't get it, and you'll have to revert to an older method. Or sometimes, the worst of all, is you're still on the slope when you do the pounce, and you get the tiny pounce, which is evil. So it's okay if you don't want to do this. This is not that much time save. It's just hyper optimal. As you exit this in-room shortcut here, you want to boost out, and then depending on the boost you get, you'll either be able to enter this shortcut very, very easily, or it'll be very, very slow. It's super variable. I don't really know how to control it properly. It's just get over it and hold down. Sometimes you'll get mega lucky and your butt will just slide right in, but it takes a lot of attempts to get anything that good. So in general, on average, this is what it would look like for me to do it. And you're done with that room. Fourth room here. This is another quick one. Just hold down here, press jump, and then fast roll or regular roll to about here, and then pounce, and then quickly hold up and grab onto the pole here. It doesn't really matter if you fast or regular roll here, as the distance is so short, the time save you get from fast rolling isn't really present. Once you're here, you want to do some fast pole climbs. I like to stop my fast pole climbs early, that way I can use the last distance of pole to just boost up regularly into the shortcut. I find doing fast pole climbs too close to the top can get you stuck, and it can be pretty evil. So I like to avoid it. You'll see I stop about here, walk up just a little bit, climb up just a little bit, and then boost in. That's that room. Fifth room. No surprise, once again, that's a quick room. As you come out of the shortcut here, you don't want to be holding jump or buffering the jump input as you exit the shortcut. You actually want to time it just as your head is peeking out, so you get a nice long boost over to here where you can start your fast roll. There's almost always an item here, and what you want to do is take your fast roll to its end and then pounce at about here, throw your item, and you'll grab onto the bottom of the pole here, and you can start your fast pole climbs. Once you're here, fast pole climbing up, it's kind of just the way to go. I like to stop my fast pole climbs early in order to, once again, do a boost near the top of the pole that isn't a fast pole climb. And then I like to jump off of the pole early. That way I can get a little speed boost as I jump as I climb over this ledge here. That, rather than going all the way up the pole and then walking to the right there and often getting caught on this slope because slopes are evil and bad. Depending on how quickly you can fast pole climb, your chain will just look different. Hopefully you can get to the right here. If you can't, it's all right. It's like 250 milliseconds lost at most. It'll be okay. And then you just want to jump and enter the shortcut here. And you are done with that room. The sixth room, the dreaded A25. So once again, you want to be doing a well-timed exit boost out to here and then standing up midair. And then here comes the tricky part. There are so many ways to do this room that do not involve going around this way and up the pole. The most common method, and one of the hardest ones to do, is this backflip pole momentum jump here. This jump is done by walking past the pole, about to here, backflipping into it, and then grabbing it by holding up, kind of near the top here, pressing jump to boost off of the top of it, so you're about here, and then pressing jump again mid-air, and you've kind of tricked the game into thinking you're still on the pole, and you can get an extra bit of air that way. It's backflip, up, jump, jump. Once you're off the top of the pole here, you need to be tapping or holding right to align yourself with the pole that you actually want to be grabbing here. Otherwise, if you just hold up, you won't really make it far enough. You can see my inputs in the bottom right as I do this. You can see when I hold right, how long I hold it for. Once you're up here, just jump over and then boost into the shortcut. Probably the easiest way to do this room is it involves an item, and what you do is you crouch, come to this corner here, you hold left, and you press jump and throw at the same time. And then when you're in the air, you hold up. It can be slow to set up. There is a super fast method that requires, I think, pretty precise timing as you boost out of here, pressing left, and then you'll kind of land in the corner there and you can do it instantly. Maybe I'll put a clip of it overlaid here when I do it later. But it's kind of hard to time that, so a lot of the time you'll end up being out here, walking back, and then doing it like that. There's plenty of silly ways to do this room here. You can do a crawl turn vault there, or you can do like a roll pounce here and wall pounce. Climb up here, or like a slide wall pounce, and then if you make it up there, you can pounce over to the right. But really, this method is mega easy and not that slow. And if you want some time save, you can do a backflip pole momentum jump. You can learn to do that. Or if you want to be hyper optimal, you can learn the inputs for doing the super fast exit boost, turn around, corner wall pounce thing over here. It is worth noting that you need wall pounces on to do this, as it is a wall pounce. But other than that, it's literally just hold left into the wall and press throw and jump at the same time. It is that shrimple. And that is really it for the tutorial. So now we get to talk about softlock percent. This is a joke category. It's not a real category. It can only be done on 1.5. They removed the softlock in 1.9. So the principle is you want to find 2 spears on your route into the room above me here. Oftentimes, if you're going to find 2 spears, it's either going to be on the floor in the room prior over here, or it's going to be on the floor here. Continue with this room like normal, and then you hope that once you get up here, there's a second spear. And so the routing is you stand up here, just to the right of the shortcut, throw into the wall, grab a second spear, climb down the slope about halfway, throw the second spear, and then you move all the way over to the right, and then you hold up. And just like that, if you look at my inputs in the bottom right, I am stuck. This does not work on 1.9. As far as I understand it, basically you're trying to climb up the top spear and the bottom spear at the same time, and it's just game no likey, and it's broken. The fastest time to do this is, I think, 53 seconds. I got it a couple weeks ago just for fun. I encourage you to try and break it. I got some pretty nice movement in that. But yeah, from here, can't get out. And this is the best use of all of your tutorial knowledge, trust me. And with that, you should be good for all your tutorialing needs. If you happen to run through there as Spearmaster, you can also use a lot of these same principles, just you'll be moving a little bit faster, but a lot of the time where you want to roll and where you want to pounce is basically the same. You can also now wow all of the filthy rain meadow casuals with your epic movement. See ya.